Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So I've got a really fun video, rebuilding collagen in your skin with ascorbic acid. So I've got my favorite ascorbic acid favorites. The winners of the newsletter drawings, their gifts are finally going out today, so that's exciting. And then really quick, I just want to talk about it. Osteoporosis Awareness Month is August. Their color's green, so I should have worn something green, but I did not. But it's actually a pretty common disorder or disease. And studies estimate that between 500,000 to 5 million Americans may suffer from osteoporosis. So a friend of my channel suffers from this disease, which it can be really just life-changing disease in so many not fun ways. And actually, it's interesting now that there's some of these drugs out there for diabetes and weight loss drugs. Apparently, osteoporosis can be a common side effect of them. So anyway, I will link to it below, and you can donate if you want to donate a little bit. Definitely do that. And then whatever this video makes in views, I'll donate as well. So yeah, it's something that slows down your stomach so it doesn't move at all. So everything's just kind of stuck in your stomach and you can't do anything with it. So some people get really sick from it. Some people in the hospital. Some people in the hospital for a lot longer. Some people may not suffer from it at all, or yeah, so it's worth reading about because it's a lot more common and I don't think it's talked about very much. I don't know why, but it seems like stomach disorders, things like that, don't get talked about very much. So I think it's certainly worth being aware of. And if you're somebody that is on any of those medications, a side effect to be aware of as well. Definitely don't want to end up in the hospital or doing damage to yourself. So anyway, so I will link to that below. Okay, on to number 1 for ascorbic acid, which is proven to help with collagen production in your skin. It helps brighten the skin. It helps with wrinkles and fine lines. It's an amazing ingredient. And then later on, I'll do a vitamin C derivative video because there's some people that can't tolerate ascorbic acid, so I'll do some alternatives. But in terms of boosting collagen production, this is the one to go to for vitamin C unless you're too sensitive to it. So first off, my newest bottle of the Geek and Gorgeous Sea Glow, and I am putting these in order of how much I like them. I don't do that a lot, but today I'm very strongly, this is my favorite out of all of them. They manufacture it weekly. It's very fresh. I've never had an issue with it. So it's 13 bucks. It's got 15% ascorbic acid, ferulic acid, vitamin E, and this one just super light water texture. You can check out my review of it in the past, but just absorbs really nicely, doesn't set to a terrible finish, and works well under sunscreen and things like that. So this is certainly worth trying out. It's probably the most affordable one on the list. And in terms of being fresh and things like that, it's wonderful. So you can't go wrong with this. If you haven't tried anything with ascorbic acid, this is going to be my favorite. So check it out if you haven't. Number 2 is the Timeless CE and Ferulic Serum, which is $27. I will link to it below. I don't have the bottle for it, but they have 2 formulas, one with 20% ascorbic acid, one with 10% ascorbic acid. Then they both also contain ferulic acid, vitamin E, and panthenol. And you're going to notice something common in most of these. They will contain ferulic acid and vitamin E, which SkinCeuticals paved the way with that, their vitamin C serum. No doubt about it. It's not one of my favorites because it's $180 some, but the formula that they have is proven. And I mean, even if it was the same price as some of these other ones, my friends haven't had good luck with it arriving fresh. So that's my biggest issue. So once it's starting to turn colors, golden, dark, and then dark brown, and then almost rust colored, it's oxidizing. You're not going to get the most benefit from them. That's the main issue I have with SkinCeuticals. They're sold so many places, and it's difficult to get one that's made fresh, unlike Geek and Gorgeous, which they manufacture regularly. So anyway, so you notice that ferulic acid sometimes it can double the effectiveness of ascorbic acid. It can also help it stay fresh longer. Same thing with vitamin E. So you're going to notice that a lot of these are going to have ascorbic acid, ferulic acid, and vitamin E. Okay, next up, number 3 is a Dr. Brenner vitamin C serum. It's 19 bucks. I will link to it below. This one's got 20% ascorbic acid, ferulic acid. It's got panthenol in there, which is also nice. And yeah, so if you're using vitamin C, I highly recommend using your morning routine. underneath sunscreen or underneath your moisturizer. It's great for protecting your skin from pollution. It's a great antioxidant, so it fights off free radicals, and it also helps your skin protect itself from the sun better as long as you use it under a sunscreen. So that's my next up. Number 4 is the Dian Beauty Hyper Glow Brighten and Glow Serum. It's $32 at Ulta. This one for me came very fresh. I ordered from Ulta, but I think you can also order from the brand directly as well. So this one's got 15% L-ascorbic acid. It's got vitamin E. It's got ferulic acid. And then it's also got resveratrol, which is a great antioxidant. So that's why this one's worth mentioning, because of the added bonus of resveratrol. And I really enjoyed this. And this brand has some really nice stuff worth checking out. And no fragrance or anything like that. So very nice product. Next up, coming in at $25, is the SkinDeva 20% ascorbic acid serum. 20% ascorbic acid, ferulic acid, and vitamin E in this one. It's very nice, very affordable. They manufacture it fresh, no fragrance in it and things like that. So this one's very nice as well. It's definitely up there in my favorites. I guess it's up there as in the top 5, so that's pretty good. Okay, next up, coming in at 6, is the Dermatology Brand Vitamin C, E, and F Serum. It's $69, but check out for deals, because they often have coupons and promo codes for 20% off or more. So this one is interesting. I don't have the bottle of that one, but it's got 15% ascorbic acid. Then they also threw in their peptides, ceramides, and ferulic acid, which I love. I'm all about the peptides. The more the better, although vitamin C, ascorbic acid, typically works best at a pH below 4, typically between 3 and 4. So all of these ones, I've tested the pH, so they're all within the range. So that's another thing to keep in mind. If the pH is too high, it's not going to absorb into your skin as well. And if it's too low, it gets to be super irritating and drying. So that sweet spot is about 3.5 on the pH. And some people still have some sensitivities to it just because the pH is so low. It can be irritating. So if you're newer to vitamin C, I'd recommend starting out with the ones that are like 15% or the timeless one that's 10%. Just to start with, and then work your way up. If your skin can tolerate 20%, that's great, but I think typically the sweet spot's the 15% from what I have read. Okay, next up, coming at $58, is the Biobare Vitamin C, B, E, and Ferulic Serum. This brand has some nice stuff. They were more popular a while ago, and I'm not sure what's going on with the brand, but overall I really like this for their vitamin C serum. So this one's got 20% L-ascorbic acid. It's got the ferulic acid. It's got the vitamin E, and then also has niacinamide for brightening. Niacinamide and ascorbic acid are a great team for brightening up your skin. So if you have hyperpigmentation, melasma, things like that, it's nice. Although niacinamide nowadays isn't everything, but when this originally came out, it wasn't kind of the big deal. So, okay, next up, coming in at number 8, is the Regimen Lab Vitamin X Serum. You can see I've got some fingerprints on there. I've got very interesting fingerprints, everybody. That's what the lady at the Mob Museum told me when they took them as a fun thing. I've never had them taken for any other reason. Well, I had them taken for my passport, which was a nightmare. Not my passport, my global entry card. It took the lady like a half an hour because apparently my hands are so dry, they could not get any fingerprints. So I was literally rubbing chapstick on my fingers to get them to fingerprint. So yeah, so that was interesting. But anyway, totally off topic. Okay, so this one's $55. They have sales from time to time too, so that might be worth checking out. So in here we've got 15% ascorbic acid, we've got resveratrol, we've got Silymarin, which is another great antioxidant, also known as milk thistle. We've got ferulic acid, and we also have EGCG, which something galate. I don't say it very well, but it's another great ingredient for your skin. So this stuff is really nice. Although I will say, the more I use this, the older it gets, it starts to kind of leave orangish spots on my face. When it's fresh, it's fine, but when it's older, it starts to, if I don't cover it up with moisturizer, it starts to get kind of an orange halo around my face. I don't like it. Not a good look. Okay, last, and then I've got a few runner-ups. The Paula's Choice Vitamin C Booster. It's $55, but keep in mind this bottle is 0.67 ounces or 20 milliliters, so it's about a third less than all the other ones I mentioned. So that $55 is a lot more expensive when you think of it that way. But it's got 15% ascorbic acid. It's also got a couple peptides. It's got the ferulic acid. It's got bisabolol for soothing. It's nice. It's one that works well for a lot of people, but I tend not to recommend it too often just because of the price. I mean, when you figure it's a third less, it's 55 bucks. If it were going to be a full ounce, what would that be price-wise? 75 bucks? So it ends up being kind of much more expensive than everything else. But some people love it. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, then a few runner-ups. I've got the Pharmacy 10% Waterless Vitamin C Serum. This one's nice. I prefer to use this one when it's very dry out because it ends up feeling and looking pretty greasy because of the base is not water. So it has more of an oily texture to it. So keep that in mind. But if you have dry skin, it's nice. Or sometimes if you just use it at night, it's a little bit more friendly for that, in my opinion. Next up is the Banish Vitamin C Dark Spot Serum, which is 49 bucks. This one's really nice. I would say this one's geared, I think this whole line is geared towards acne-prone skin types. And in my news, I'll be doing a giveaway with some of their goodies as well. But this one's got, I think, witch hazel in it, ferulic acid, rosehip, jojoba. So it's kind of different, but definitely focused towards acne-prone skin. Next up is the CosRX Vitamin C 23. This one's really nice. It's 12 bucks right now in Yes Style. So it's definitely competing with the price of Geek and Gorgeous. This one's really nice. It uses other vitamin C as well in terms of the ascorbic acid, but it's very nice. And I had this one arrive fresh. I'm not so sure how often CosRX manufactures it though. So keep that little fact in mind, because if they manufacture them all at once in one run and you get it 5 months later, it's not as good. Then two last ones. The May Love the Glow Maker is very nice. It works well for a lot of people. And then the Wish Trend Pure Vitamin C 21% Serum. This one's really wonderful too. So well worth checking out. So those are just some of my favorites worth trying to rebuild collagen, help with fine lines, brighten skin up. These are my favorites. And then later on I'll do derivatives for some others that might be too sensitive to ascorbic acid. So anyway, drop me a line with your favorite ascorbic acid product or your favorite vitamin C product below, and I will see you guys more tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.